Muscle cars, a serious part of the California culture. Now police say illegal street racing poses a real safety threat. So cops east of LA are cracking down, impounding cars, and making sure some violators never get them back. Jonathan Hunt is live in Rialto, California with that story. Jonathan?
John, firm figures are hard to come by, but it is safe to say that nationally, scores of young people are killed every year in illegal street racing. This is a big problem area east of LA, Ontario. Several people have been killed already this year in illegal street races, so the police are now going to take a different approach to try to deter the illegal street racing. They're going to impound the cars that they seize in those races and then crush them. This is the first one to be crushed today. I'm going to ask my friend Israel over here to start the machine now. This is, I think, the first time we've seen live an illegal street racing car being crushed. You can see this coming down here. As I say, it's designed to deter those young people from getting involved in this kind of deadly practice. You can see the lid coming down now. This is a Honda. It's been souped up specifically for street racing. Let's listen to the sound of the crushing. So, John, that is one car that will never be used again to race illegally on the streets of Ontario to put the lives of young people at risk. You can hear the sound here. Now, interestingly, John, as I was saying, this is not the only one that will be crushed today. We're going to see the crushing of several more cars, and some of those illegal street racers who own these cars have actually come down here to see their beloved possessions crushed. We'll be talking to one of those later, and we'll see if from him whether this kind of action is really going to act as a deterrent. John?
Jonathan, just the wheels on that car they just crushed are probably worth more than the car that I drive. Why not park these things out and sell, sell the pieces?
Well, that's something that has been done in the past, but what the police feel is that by actually crushing them, by the owners of these cars seeing their beloved cars that they have put so much money into actually reduced to nothing more than a square hunk of metal, they will deter illegal racing. They've done this before once. They say it does appear to have effect, and here in Ontario at least, illegal street racing is down. So this is a deterrent. They say it works.
Half the guys in our studio are crying at what you just showed us. Thanks very much, Jonathan.
There was a mixed response today to Commissioner Ken Moroney's suggestion to crush cars belonging to street hoons. The Premier says he's happy to look at the proposal, but car groups which race legally on the track claim crushing vehicles is not the way to go.
This is Ken Moroney's plan for illegal street racers. Take their cars and crush them. It's what they do in Southern California. And there they actually make the offender watch as his beloved machine is flattened.
We've had 13 people killed in street racing collisions in the last 3 months. Of those 13 people that were killed, only 2 of them were actually driving the race cars.
The police commissioner wants to go one step further, dump the compacted car on the driver's front lawn. New laws would have to be drawn up to do it.
For some bloody-minded idiots out there, it has to be even further measures. So I'm not ruling it out.
At the moment, most offenders get their cars back.
I'm concerned that some people do get their cars back early, granted by courts, and that is a concern.
The Western Sydney Dragway caters for road-registered cars. This is the legal way to race. Its managing director says destroying the car is not the way to go.
If they sold that particular asset, I think that would serve the community in a far better way than an emotional response such as crushing a vehicle.
And complicating the issue, how do you confiscate and destroy a car when more often than not it's actually owned by a finance company or bank? Mark Burrows, National 9 News.